Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Rivera with Who's on First, the show. And today, as you can see by this crazy baseball behind me here, we're going to talk about some crazy stuff and names that we give stuff on a baseball field. And let's see if you know some of the terminology. Let's talk. What do we talk? Baseball. All right. So let's go with number one, the bump. What's the bump? Anybody know? Okay, and I'll give you the sentence. Hey, who's on the bump today? The bump is also referred to as the pitcher's mound. There you go. The bump. So the next time you're pitching, hey, tell mom and dad, tell everybody, listen, I'll be on the bump today. Make it sound cool. All right, let's go with number two. The hot corner. Come on, you know this one. Third base is considered the hot corner. Why? Because usually it gets the most hits. Most batters are righties, and they usually take pretty much the biggest shots. So that's why they call it the hot corner. I never liked it. I played it third base. I always wanted to be a third baseman. I liked it. I got there. Somebody hit a bullet. To this day, I have no idea how I caught it. I never saw it. I was able to catch it. It was more protecting myself than catching the ball, but that's the hot corner for you. That's what happens. Okay, let's go with number three. And number three is a part of the stadium, straightaway center field, and it helps the batter. What is it called? It's called the batter's eye. The batter's eye. Most stadiums, they have an area straightaway center field that's blank. And the reason they put no seats there, they try to darken it up as much as they can. They put colors back there, is so the batter can read the ball off the pitcher's hand as he's throwing it. So if there's a white background, as you can see by this eye here, if there's a white background, it's going to be hard to get the ball off of that. But if I throw it on a dark background here, see, you can read the baseball better. So it's called the batter's eye. There we go. You're speaking baseball already. I can tell. I can tell. All right, let's go with number four. And number four is something that mom serves you dinner on. What does mom serve you dinner on? Where do you eat dinner on? On what? On the dish. The dish is also home plate. So, yep, mom and dad, I'm working behind the dish today. All right. And umpires use that as working behind the dish. That means they have the plate, they'll be umpiring behind home plate. There you go. We're speaking baseballese. Let's go with number five. Number five is around home plate also, and it's called the tools of ignorance. Who has the tools of ignorance? Huh? Tell me. It's the catcher. It's the catcher. And the reason they call it the tools of ignorance is because I think you'd have to be a little crazy and dumb to get behind home plate and have a guy throwing a ball at you at 90 something miles an hour and another guy swinging a wooden bat at 100 miles an hour, and you stand there in between both of them. Yeah. So you're behind the batter. You got a guy throwing a baseball at you. You got a batter swinging a wooden bat at you, sometimes aluminum bat. So that's why they call the catcher's equipment the tools of ignorance. All righty. Okay. So let's go with number five. A dying dove. What do you think? What is that? The dying dove. Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? The Dying Dove. Okay, the Dying Dove is one of those little light hits. It just gets over the head of an infielder, just gets out there, just flutters, and then all of a sudden just dies. It's called a dying dove. Texas Leaguer, they also call it. Sometimes you get lucky and you get a little Texas Leaguer or a dying dove. All right, let's move on to number 6, a frozen rope. What's a frozen rope? Anybody? I see. I know you know. Yeah, I see you. I see you. I see you. Okay, frozen rope is one of those line drives. You can just hear it hissing at you. Just like it's frozen. Just straight line drive right off the bat. Bullet. Bullet coming at you. Coming right between you. Coming at your head. Coming at your shins. Frozen rope, they call it. All right. Let's go with number 7. And this is something that most batters don't like. They get a little upset about. It's called chin music. You get that batter crowds the plate a little bit. Some of those pitchers, they throw a little something inside just to get them off the plate. Crowding the plate. Plate is mine. So they call it a little sweet chin music. And just to get them off the plate. We don't try to hit anybody. Try to be nice. But sometimes you batters, I've been there. I've been that batter. I crowd the plate. All right, why not? Big guy like me, crowd the plate. Why not? That means less strike zone for you. Okay. Let's go with number 8, an albatross. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I see some people scratching their heads right now. An albatross. What's an albatross in baseball, you ask? Wow. An albatross? What is that? What is it? Why would you call something an albatross? It's wild. Never heard of that one, right? Albatross is not something that's on the field. It's more off the field. It's usually for high players, but an albatross is a bad contract. You get those players that, they pay them, I don't know, $500 million for 3 years. And then those baseball teams, after a year or two, they want to trade them. They can't trade them because they signed a bad contract with them. I mean, not for the player, but for the baseball team. And it's hard for any other team to say, hey, we'll take them. It's really hard. So they call that an albatross. So there you go. You learned something today. All righty. Let's go with number 9. The old ball with eyes. Anybody ever heard of that one? Ball with eyes. That's one of those baseballs that like bounces and avoids the infielders. It just got of their grasp, out of their reach. Can't get to it. It's a ball with eyes. All right. Just you're like sitting there, you're like, wow, hit that ball right on the end of the bat and then nubbed up in there and missed the first baseman, missed it, the second baseman missed it, and it got right between them. It's a ball with eyes. Okay. Let's go with number 10. Number 10, the Eephus pitch. Several different ways to spell it. Everybody calls it different. I call it the Zephalator, but that's me. That's what I do. I make up stuff too. But the Eephus pitch, it's that high arcing pitch that comes up like this, and then you start really lob it in there, and it goes up like a softball, like a rainbow, boop, and it goes in there. It's called the old Eephus pitch. All right, let's go with another phrase. Number 11, a jack. We're not talking about the jack of spades, a jack of hearts, a jack of diamonds. A guy named Jack Clark, hell of a hitter. But when we say a jack, that means that batter, he got that one. He really put it out there. It was a home run. Ooh, did he jack that one? He jacked that one. That one's out of here. Yep. All righty. Let's go with number 12 now. A fireman. So what do you think? What person would they call a fireman? Huh? And thank you for all your firemen out there and all you policemen and first responders. Thank you. But this is the name of these firemen. And what does a fireman do? Puts the fire out, right? They go in there, flames are shooting all over the place. The house is on fire. The car is on fire. You're going, oh my Lord, let's call the firemen. And what do? They come running and they put the flames out. Firemen are what? Usually a guy who closer, got a relief pitcher, get you in that jam, bases loaded. You're up a run in the top of the ninth inning, and you call the fireman in. What does he do? Puts the fire out. Make sure you can win. Make sure you can take home the W. That's what the fireman does. Make sure everybody wins, everybody's safe, everybody's good. All right. Let's go with number 13. And that is what? A snow cone. Ooh, I like a snow cone. Nice hot day. I'm a vanilla guy. How about you? Vanilla, chocolate, swirl, strawberry. What do you think? Snow cone. Snow cone is usually when you catch the ball and it hits the glove, hits the mitt there, the palm of the hand, and it pops up and you right on the tippy top of the glove there. And it resembles a snow cone. Yeah? What do you think? Pretty good. You ever had one of those? I've had a couple. I never wanted to eat them, but all righty. And let's go on with number 14. And this is somewhat sister of the snow cone. It's called the Circus Catch. Circus Catch, usually one of those catches, it hits off your glove and maybe somebody else catches it, or 2-3 people, somebody comes in and dives and makes that circus catch and saves the day. So there we are. Watch out for episode number 2. It is on its way. We're getting it ready. All right, everybody. So today we learned some baseball leagues. Don't forget to get your shirts and your hats out there. Don't forget to get your swag. And what do we keep doing here on Who's On First? We keep swinging.
If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Right. You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?